Let me reveal to you the most important part of the 80-hour work week. This is going to be a curveball for you. You're probably not going to like it. I don't give a rat's ass. I understand that if you do not apply this principle, things are going to be extremely difficult. You're going to learn a lot. I mean, the harder the process is, the more you're going to learn, right? But the more you're also going to struggle inside of your own head of like, why have I not progressed faster? And your self-worth is going to be in the bunkers, like you're going to have success maybe, and then suddenly it disappears and you're just like, man, what happened? And like, this is working now and suddenly it's not working anymore. The ups and downs, the emotional instability, like so much stuff is going to happen in your life that you're just like, oh my gosh, you're going to have this coach and then you're going to quit. You're going to get that coach, you're going to quit, and you're going to try this new thing, and then you're going to try that new thing. And there's like all these. Do you know the thing that's actually going to cause all of this? Okay? Because you are an emotional creature that is fueled based on your environment. And very often you need to connect things of emotional needs inside of this environment. You have no idea what I'm talking about right now. So it's kind of a secret for those that actually pass the 1 minute mark, the 2 minute mark, the 3 minute mark. Here you go. This is the curveball secret. If you're trying to do the 80-hour work week with a girlfriend, okay, you have a girlfriend, bro, you're going to struggle, okay? Struggle! Especially if you don't have a coach that can explain to you how this stuff works, okay? And you're completely and openly and honest with him about every little thing that's going on in your relationship, including all of the intimacy stuff and all of the self-worth up and down and all of whatever's going on in that relationship. If you're not chatting with your coach about that, you're going to basically keep all that stuff to yourself. All that crap is going to ball up in your head. You're going to have subconscious issues, okay? That's going to tank your self-worth, give you negative self-talk, and then suddenly you're going to feel happy again. And then you're going to be in the dumpsters again in a couple of weeks' time. Oh my gosh. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because I have seen it so many times. You have no idea. Like, I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this to the point where I'm pretty much like kind of funneling people out of, the community that I've got who have this, who have girlfriends, okay? I'm not, you're still welcome, all right? You got to understand that, but your success is just going to take way longer than what was necessary because of the ups and downs of your relationship with the woman. They say can't live with them, can't live without them. Yeah, well, guess what? You can't live with them. If you do live with them, things get even more difficult. If they're far away from you and you have the ability of just working the 80-hour work week and they're wonderful and patient and allow you to not, bother you so much, and they're staying, like very pure for you over there in the other part of the world or other part of the country or whatever it is. Okay, like that's something you can work with, okay? But if it's someone that is close by to you, or maybe you're building a business together, or maybe you live together, or maybe, oh my gosh. Okay, so let me explain this to you. Let me help you understand my 10 years of research into male and female psychology and why I'm doing everything that I'm doing in On Track and Men of High Value. Understand that the entire reason that I went into business and entrepreneurship was because, one, I want to get rich so that I can actually do a lot of good in the world. And number two, that's business, right? And number two, I want families to work again. I want families to be functional worldwide. I want men to understand how the male and female dynamics work so that they can be happy long-term in families and have kids and create an amazing next generation. This is what humanity needs. This is what we need to bring to the human family because like the dating world is like messed up. Women aren't virgins anymore. And as you can see, society is kind of massively disrupted by all these issues that are caused by men and women not really getting along, even though they need each other. Okay? So is it right then to kind of exit that dating market for a time in order for you to figure yourself out, and not be to the rescue for the women that are out there. They need our help, Joseph. Why shouldn't we go and be there for them? And especially since we have emotional needs as well that needs to be fulfilled. No, okay? You put them completely and utterly aside for a year or 2 or 3 or 4, if that's what it takes, in order for you to get your masculine frame, okay? For you to go through the rejection that is needed in the entrepreneurial world, yes, to build up your financial freedom, but not that that's going to help you with women. Although, yeah, maybe it's an opening door or whatever it is, but the key is you changing and becoming your better version of yourself so that you can get the better versions of the women that you're going to talk to in the future. Okay? You becoming amazingly better makes it easier for the father of the right woman or women to actually accept you. He needs to accept you. Who cares about what she thinks? Yeah, it's wonderful if she also likes us too, but connecting families, this is what people used to do in tribal, times, right? And in old times, is you got married not just for love, even though that would be great if that was part of it, but you got married to build conglomerates. You got married to network. You got married to co-join forces and build fortresses so that you could actually protect the tribe, protect each other. And you would try and make sure that the value of the women was intensely high, and that you would find someone who had amazing attributes of protection, of provision, that could connect with your clan at the same time as connect with your daughter, right? So this is kind of how we need to think when we're preparing ourselves for dating. And when you are connecting yourself to women right now, you're completely disrupting that plan. Because what happens when you connect yourself to women too prematurely, and you don't want to be a premature guy, right? What's going to happen is that you're going to try to build a business, but she's going to be and have full control, okay? She's going to be the spotlight in your entire relationship, and she's going to dictate what you do, what you don't do, whether or not you think you are the guy that makes all the decisions in the relationship. Trust me, in the early days when you're inexperienced with life, relationships, and business and how the world works, she's going to be the one controlling your under the belt stuff, okay? She decides. And so if she has intense emotions, you're going to be drowning in that, whether those are positive emotions or negative emotions. And they're going to both be there. You can't have both the positive without the negative, right? So all of the good stuff that comes with having a girlfriend is definitely going to bring with it all of the bad stuff too. So do you want to have that when you're trying to build a boring and mundane and routine life? Because that's what you need in order for you to create the speed and the momentum in the business world that you need. You need the masculine frame that we're setting up, and bringing a woman into that, or having a woman by your side there, is going to cause a ruckus. It's not going to be, you're not going to be able to do the boring and mundane stuff because she gets bored. And if she gets bored, that's a problem because you're having a nice time with her. And so you need to keep her. And so tension arises, and she begins to cry, and she wants you to do this and that, and she wants you to spend time with her. And she doesn't have any friends, so you gotta be there. And blah. Okay, this is years and years of experience, okay, both from my own life in the past years, but also seeing men fail and quit and struggle because of their girlfriends. And if they quit, they literally go out of my presence and go out in the far world on their own trying to build their business, they're gonna take 10 times longer than what was necessary. And that is sad, because that's gonna influence their kids, their next generation, and it thwarts the entire plan that I've got about having functional families, right? So I'm letting you know in advance that having a girlfriend in this vicinity is going to give you emotional instability. Okay? Emotional instability. Which means what? Well, when you're down in the dumps, you don't want to talk to anyone. Okay? Right? Because you're like, oh, I need to solve this myself. Or else, like people are going to think less of me. And I'm depressed and I feel bad about myself. And my girlfriend tells me that I'm this and that and the other. And our sex life isn't that good. And da 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 da. Whatever's going on. Okay? You are going to not want to tell anyone. So when you're not telling anyone anything, you have this huge brain space that is being covered, filled 80% of your relationship issues and problems, or the fact that she wants to dump you, or the fact that she cheated, or the fact that she's this, that, and the other, or traveling, and you're wondering what's going on with this, that, and the other, and her friend is saying this, and her ex is coming back into her life, and you're like trying to figure things out, and what? Like, how do you have space for this? Okay, now this is if you are a relationship guy, like a nice guy that wants to be around, and want to have a girlfriend type thing. But this is also the same thing if you're just playing the market and sleeping around. Alex Hormozy was the one who said that, before I got married, this is Alex Hormozy, he said 40% of my time was being spent, my brain thinking about how to get laid, chasing tail. 40% of my brain, 60% was on business, 40% of my brain was on women. Once I got married, the 40% was gone. Now I could focus on business, and my girlfriend, she became my business partner, right? This is Alex Hormozy's perspective. Yeah, he's built some great things, okay? But I don't recommend finding a woman that's going to join you in your business. I don't recommend having a woman by your side when you're trying to build a business. I don't recommend any of that stuff. I recommend the boring and mundane and do that for year after year after year after year after year. Boring, mundane, so that you can get momentum. Completely and utterly without distraction. Women were designed specifically by God himself, okay? By the universe. To distract man, to completely and utterly take him away from the thing that he needs to do on purpose. Why? So that in the future you can be happy, right? You work, you come home, and she distracts you, okay? And it's wonderful, and it's great, okay? But that is in a circumstance where there's a system set up. The woman you've brought into your life is a peace giver, right? And she's attracted to you continuously, and you know how to work that system so that you don't have to think, and everything's just hunky-dory wonderful at home, so you can come home to peace, right? That takes a completely different type of visionary leadership, masculine leadership, to achieve. You're not going to achieve that on autopilot trying to do that when you're poor, when you're broke, when you got nothing, when you have no systems in place, when you haven't replaced yourself in your business, where nothing is going right for you. That's not the time to get women, because you're going to get women that have issues. Women have way more problems than you do. Okay? You have to understand this point, or else it's going to derail you. So when this, and what I meant, I was just trying to explain the emotional instability part. Why is that? Women are designed to be way more inconsistent than men are, right? So we're consistent. We're like, okay, just take the sexual desire aspect, very consistent, right? 24/7. This is how we're designed as men. Yeah, we might have dips and small lows, and that's based on, our ejaculations there and there, right? And that is, by the way, your cycle, is when that happens. But for women, they have a monthly cycle. And so for 2 weeks, right? Not for 2 weeks, but for a short window, their desire goes up there, and that's when they're happy and their clothes are colorful and this, that, and the other. And then, okay, at the opposite side of that month, right? In 2 weeks' time after that height, they go down into PMS, and then they go down into their period time, and then they have this horrible time where you don't want to be around, but you have to be around, because that's what a good boyfriend does, right? And she's struggling with this and struggling with that, and you're following her down into her dumps, right? This is how your self-worth is affected. because your self-worth is sky high when she's happy and everything's working, but then your self-worth completely tanks and it stinks during the time when she's unhappy. So even though you might control the relationship, she's the one controlling your relationship and you by the way that she feels, because you have to be considerate of her feelings, right? Oh no, I'm not going to be considerate about her feelings. Bro, what kind of douchebag are you, right? It doesn't work like that. So as a result, that's going to be an issue. Yes, you can handle it well, but only if you tell your coach, who has 10 years of experience, okay, in male and female psychology and dynamics, and then we can solve issues quickly and fast so that you can focus on the things that will actually make her in the future a lot of money if she's the right one, right? She wants you to be rich, but she's self-sabotaging herself and her future by messing your routines and boring and mundane stuff up, but she's not doing it on purpose. She can't help herself. She's inconsistent, and that's what's going to happen. And sometimes you're just going to quit simply from the fact that those times when you feel out and about and down, you're going to quit. You're going to feel like everything is honing in on you because you attract what you feel. If you feel horrible, if you feel that you have low self-worth, you're going to attract bad stuff. You're going to attract accidents. You're going to attract issues into your life. You're going to attract family problems. You're going to attract business problems. You're going to attract problems with other people. I see it all of the time. And so I was thinking I have to share this stuff with you guys so you don't make that mistake. 80% of the guys that are inside of my community are single. Yeah, some of them might have issues, with prawn and stuff like that, but they're working on that and they get way faster results in overcoming that inside of the community working with me. But at least they're single. At least they're single. And they can do the boring and mundane stuff that's going to take them to where they want to go. Women are great. We want them in our lives. We want to create a family in the future, right? For you. That's one of your top dreams. But because it's your top dream, I want it to work beautifully. And the best way for it to work beautifully is for you to take care of business first, right? Take care of the crown, so that you eventually will attract the queens, right? The queen or the queens. But go for the crown. That's business. That's solving the financial equation of your life. Over the next couple of years, do the 80-hour work week, completely and utterly remove the romantic aspect and the sleeping around aspect and the trying to chase tail aspect of your life. Get rid of that. Don't even consider it. Don't even think about it. And your family life is going to be amazing long term. Never, ever use women. Never, ever sleep around, because that's just going to make you a, potential addict, right? Just do the thing that is right. And the thing that's right is to have your priorities in order, and let's make sure that we take care of the women and children that are out there that are waiting for us to come and rescue them and help them and create amazing lives of progression, of talents, of hobbies, of being able to pursue their potential in whatever means that they desire. You have the key to their lives being amazing. And I'm not talking about your future family, right? But that key needs to be turned now and made sure that you stay away from anything that might distract you from creating issues for your future family, and women will do exactly that. Most of the time, and this is my last line, the vast majority of the time, you are dating and spending time with someone else's future wife. And that's a very bad investment of time. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys stick along for the journey with On Track and Men of High Value. Subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.